What is up, Gemini? Welcome to your general timeless reading. My name's Jordyn. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. And this is general. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and it's timeless. So whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you. Let's get into it. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, I am a master Reiki practitioner. You can book it all down below. And if you'd like to sign up for our Reiki certification courses that are coming up in May and June, those are now open for registration, and there are limited spaces. So go ahead, check that out on the website. But let's get into it, Gemini. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Gemini. I heard forgiving but not forgetting. Gemini. I heard targeted. And I heard gentleness. I feel like it's like minding one's own emotions right now. I feel like you're shifting into a very observant energy. It feels very mercurial, and you are mercurial. It feels very much so like you're starting to step back and see. Yeah. Page of Cups. I'm going to take it in reverse. I was just leaning more that way. I feel like this is actually you observing old ways of feeling or reacting to things. Let's see. I feel like it's almost like no longer wanting to partake. Yeah, Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, and then we have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Cups in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Hangman. Yeah, you're having a brand new perspective on how you interacted in your relationships and how you were not fulfilled in certain relationships, or how emotionally you don't feel as if you're meeting your own needs or your needs in those relationships are being met. Okay? With the Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups, I heard responsibility and accountability. I heard fear with this too. I feel like that's what you're taking accountability for. The fear that stood in the way, right? Because this is the Page of Cups in reverse. The Page of Cups to me as a reader is the card of vulnerability, and with the Ten of Cups, there might have been something standing in the way of you allowing yourself to truly be vulnerable and indulge in relationships. And by having that realization, you're stepping into this new cycle and no longer investing into friendships or family dynamics that are non-committal, right? With the Knight of Wands there, that's a very non-committal energy. And with the Seven of Swords, you realize because it was to your detriment, it was self-sabotaging. These are all new realizations that you're having. I like this a lot. Okay. Let's clarify. I kind of want to use Tarot of Dreams. Let's see what's going on with this one. Let's see what's going on for Gemini. Why is the Hangman in the overall energy for Gemini, please? Tell me about the Hangman for Gemini. It kind of feels liberating, which is weird because it's very heavy emotionally, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, this needed to happen. Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. It's almost like you're sitting in this energy, or this could be somebody around you. This doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody in your reality, like realizing like, dang, I've been sitting in so much fear, so much anxiety for so long, and it's kind of like the blindfold's coming off, like really seeing it now. Like, I was worrying about all these things when really like I don't need to worry about not being loved, not being accepted, not being enough, not having all of this, right? Let's look at the Page of Cups. Again, there's going to be, I'm not going to say that. How do I want to say this? You have the Palace of Swords and the Palace of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So Palace cards in this particular deck describe the environment, right? And so with the Three of Cups in reverse, and then you have the environment of the mind, intellect, right? And then you also have this environment of a distorted or soul or ambitious energy or sexual energy, even creative energy that's kind of imbalanced or out of control. And it's almost like trying to figure out how to fix these relationships this camaraderie. Like it's overthinking. It's overthinking the things that you're passionate about, right? And wanting to be really close with these people, really wanting to be vulnerable to build these connections. But at the same time, it's like, I want to pull away. I want to pull away. It's the teeter-totter. There's an imbalance going on. Six of Swords in reverse. And that's what's stopping things from moving out of state of conflict and into peace. Let's look at the Ten of Cups, though. I want to see what's stopping. This is like, I feel like this is the belief of what a true Ten of Cups is for this individual. I don't think that they allow themselves to really experience a healthy Ten of Cups. Let's look at what this is. Yeah, the Four of Swords. So this is what they're working on healing. How they perceive relationships and long-term commitments. I kind of actually feel like this is how they perceive themselves, though. They're recognizing the mirror. They're recognizing the mirror, right? Be mindful of this over the next few months, okay? Be mindful of the mirrors in your life and what kind of mirror you're going to put forward, right? Are we mirroring each other's pain? Are we mirroring each other's happiness? Do I want to be a mirror of joy and positivity, or do I want to be a mirror of the old insecurities or the old version of me that I want to let go of, right? What do you want to basically project into the collective? What else we got on the Ten of Swords? The Four of Swords, it's like the Queen of Pentacles. I love that. The Four of Swords is like meditating. It's taking the pause. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's the energy of wanting to be receptive, like really wanting to be nurturing and caring and stable and confident in oneself. It's my card of like, okay, let me step back and reorganize my life as an individual, but do it from a place that benefits the things around me. Because the Queen of Pentacles is like the mini Empress. It's the mini mother in tarot. And that's why I love this card so much, right? It's this energy of wanting to help all by helping self, which is a very selfless thing, right? But it's also a very empowering thing at the same time. Let's look at this Ace of Wands. I heard targeted again. Targeted. Okay, so I feel like this is goals and intentions. Goals. I heard awareness. I heard the fog is cleared too. So I feel this is a shift in consciousness. That's exactly what this is. So somebody's frequency is about to shift to a... this is somebody around you. Yeah. There's somebody around you. If you're not this queen, this is you, but I feel like this is another energy. Yeah, we have the Hermit and the Five of Wands. Somebody's removing themselves from all the drama, all the conflict in this reality, and the reason their frequency is raising is because they're no longer taking part in low vibrational environments, situations, or relationships, right? They're going hermit mode. They're really focusing on themselves. They're focusing on their own reality. They're really connecting back with the soul, with the higher self. And in turn, it's allowing them to step into a new way of being. Wands is soul energy. It represents the sacral chakra, right? And so when we focus on, actually I was talking about this on Patreon, my last tier, we do a lot of like breath work and meditation to expand our consciousness, which is going to help raise the frequency. This very much so feels like somebody working with like breath work, and because we can meditate a lot, like a lot of meditation will do great things for the mind, but practicing a lot of breath work will really expand your consciousness if you want to evolve and develop your spirituality or expand on your gifts or whatever labels you'd like to put on it, right? So this feels like someone who's taking that time to explore themselves. I feel like if this is you and another person, you're taking time away from one another to be individuals. It doesn't feel bad though. There doesn't feel like there's anger or animosity or anything like that. It feels like, hey, we're not in a good place when we come together right now. We both need to heal on our own and we will come back. It does feel like that. Let's look at the Knight of Wands. Devil in reverse and the Queen of Wands. The Palace of Cups, Temperance, and the Knight of Cups. It's not time to reunite. There's a lot of attachment and sexual attraction here. But it's very non-committal. It's almost like too soon. Temperance is in this particular deck, Temperance reminds me of In Between the Realms, because it has the two discs, and one's fire and one's water, and it's like you're flowing in and out of those two realms. And with the Palace of Cups, this represents the heart space, right? This higher heart of holding space for one another, right? And holding space for self. But the Devil in this particular deck also has the Fool in the cage. And when we're inside this cage, it's almost like the fear of stepping into the new, right? Because think about it. The Fool is choosing to stay attached to an old way of being. Attachment is the Devil. Okay, it's choosing to stay within the cage, within the comfort zone. It's not exploring other options. It's not following what the heart really wants. It's staying attached to the things that it thinks it wants, but presenting this very confident face to the world. If this is you and another person, it might be like wanting and craving your individual or that friendship, that romantic partnership, that business or venture, whatever it is, so much so that you do not allow its space to take a new form, which would actually be a brand new beginning that's actually going to be much more beneficial for you. So just think about that. It comes back to, bottom of the deck is the Lovers. It comes back to that phrase, if you love it, let it go. If it's yours, it will come back to you, right? Something of that sort, that variation. Let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. If you love it, let it go. If it's yours, it'll come, I don't know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. To me, this is coming off as patience, honestly, because it's almost like you've planted the seeds, you made the investments, and it's growing impatient because you haven't reaped what you've sown quite yet. So let's look at this Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, Ace of Swords. You want the new cycle, you want the new beginning. I heard tangible reality. Tangible reality. Okay. So if you're doing a lot of manifesting at this time, you're doing a lot of spiritual work, you're doing a lot of connecting with your higher power, you're waiting for it to come into the physical, And because it's not here in the physical, because the swords represent the mind, intellect, and communication, right? So this could be communicating with a higher power. And if you're part of my Patreon family, you know when I use my thumb on my throat or my thumb on my third eye, that to me is like, it's a higher power energy. I don't know why I do that, but I just do. It has to do with spirituality. It's like an opening up of something that has been blocked. So if you have been disconnected from your higher power for a long time and you're just starting to manifest again, you're just starting to script again, or you're just starting to get back into yoga, or you're thinking about exploring new forms of spirituality, or you're getting into energy work or things of that nature, you are in alignment with what is meant for you right now. And you always are, right? You're exactly what and where you're supposed to be at all times, because all experiences are what your soul signed up to learn. And they're all teaching you something, which is great, you know, even at the most difficult times when it's hard to really fall into that belief, right? Is it hard though, or is that just instilling a limiting belief in itself? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the World, and the Six of Swords. So this new cycle is going to allow you to close out an aspect of yourself that was sitting in a lot of insecurity, a lot of instability. And by doing so, you're going to let go of an old part of you that kept you in a mental state of conflict and maybe even very critical of self, right? Because the Five of Swords is the inner critic for me as a reader. It's not just conflict and arguments and betrayal with other people. When it shows up with the Nine of Pentacles specifically, because we have the Six of Swords here, but that tells me that you had been in the Five of Swords. That means that within the individual's own mind that they were sitting in a state of conflict, right? What do I do? What do I do? So let's look at what's going on here with this relationship, the Three of Cups now. I feel like you're going to move on from these trends. Three of Pentacles, yeah, Ten of Wands. So this cycle, the form it had taken, just to be clear, is done, because you have a Palace of Pentacles, and then you have Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which is absolutely beautiful. The form this relationship had taken, right? You love it, let it go. If it's meant for you, it's going to come back. So it's coming back, right? It's just going to take time for it to come back. This had to happen. This separation, this distance, this lack of communication, or this emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, sexual disconnect had to occur, right? Maybe even financial. And now you're going to reap the rewards, because the Palace of Pentacles is financial abundance. It is stability, it is security, it is long-term commitments and contracts. It's like a 10 of Pentacles on freaking steroids. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is the card of collaboration, but it's also the card of rebuilding your foundations. It's learning to build on something that is stable. And bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Wands, right? Followed by the High Priestess, right? It's now able to be a 4 of Wands because before the High Priestess, the unknown, right? What was hidden from you, the fog, was the deceptive energy, the 7 of Swords. And that's why you couldn't reach that Ace of Wands. So let's look at what the 7 of Swords was, because that's what you're letting go of. Gemini. I heard total recall. I feel like this is something you both ping-ponged back and forth. Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's a fear of intimacy, but it's also like this energy of like inadequacy. Like, it's like both people didn't know how to give. That's not the right way to say it. It's not like give fully to the other person. It's almost like a fear of giving fully, because what if I give fully and it's still not enough, right? What if I'm not enough? And it was that self-sabotaging thought process, that 5 of Swords, right? The inner critic. And it's the release of that. And that's what we're getting rid of. And the separation is creating, yeah, bottom of the deck is the 8 of Swords in reverse and Death in reverse. It's getting out of the self-imposed prison, right? Putting yourself through your own hell, right? Yeah, that's what we're getting rid of here. Here, 8 of Swords and the Death card, just so you can see it. Okay. That's good, though, because this separation allows both people to work on self, which is absolutely wonderful. I love it. But Gemini, this is what I have for you. Take this time away from this individual, because you two are going to come back together in a much healthier space. Much healthier space. And I'm really excited for you. So just keep a high vibe, as cliche as that sounds, but really do that, especially right now with all the very potent energy we have, and we're about to go into eclipse season. So now into the 29th of April is the best time to manifest. So just keep manifesting. Okay, keep doing it. But I love you. I wish you the best. Personal readings, Reiki sessions, mentoring, and Reiki courses are all available on my website. So go ahead, check it out. Like, share, subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.